It is completely human to show that you care, whether it be towards family, friends, or a total stranger. You can show affection towards your hobbies, work, and even people, but it is important to note that there is healthy affection towards a thing and becoming obsessed with something. Becoming obsessed with something is abandoning the natural flow of attaining or already having attained that thing, and therefore can very much lead to nothing but unnecessary strain. An easy way to picture this is the difference between a ladies' man and a simp. Both love women, however. One knows in his mind that he already has attained the woman, and the other is desperately trying to experience a woman's touch. The latter may never actually feel a woman's touch because the obsession over women that festers results in repulsing behavior. So how does a man not obsess over things? The answer is simple. By maintaining moral boundaries, a man can stop putting things on pedestals that don't align with his purpose. I keep telling you guys on this channel that nothing should get in the way between a man and his purpose. It is imperative that you care about things, because if you don't care about absolutely anything, you are only causing destruction to the world around you. What you give to the world comes right back at you in full force. You could call it karma or a psychological feedback loop of sorts. Caring is not a bad thing, but you must understand that too much caring can just as much destroy your inner being and destroy your masculine essence. Caring too much is seen as more of a weakness than a strength. Naturally, men have a raging inclination to fix things, but without a healthy equilibrium, these men are doomed. I'm about to give you guys 6 ways you can maintain this healthy equilibrium, but first please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. It would be greatly appreciated as it helps my videos reach new viewers and thereby grow. Now back to the 6 ways you can maintain this equilibrium. The first way is to stop caring too much about others. Why? Because people who generally do this expect something in return, resulting in nothing but disappointment. You end up putting in so much effort and energy into people, and these people never end up reciprocating that devotion. For instance, in a relationship, you might be texting some girl demanding her attention in a sense because you are constantly messaging, but you end up getting infrequent replies. This is a very obvious example of overextending a healthy boundary, as you come off very needy by doing this. An easy way to fix this is to only reciprocate the amount of attention they give back. Yes, it may lead to some disappointment, but you are only disappointing yourself in the grand scheme of things because you set an expectation for yourself and someone else. Relationships should always be 50-50. No exceptions. You disrupt the harmony if this is not the case. If a woman is interested in you, I'm not telling you to act like you're not interested. Obviously show her a good time and carry about your business. But as mentioned before, if she shows signs of not being interested, just don't bother to break your back for her. Another important thing to mention is if they are not reciprocating, don't take it personal. Just talk to her friend, haha. Just kidding. The key here is to not set expectations. Number 2, and perhaps one of the biggest things I had to learn growing up, is learning to say no. Learning to say no is very important because in a way you are protecting your inner peace when you are able to do this effectively. If you don't learn how to say no, you will find yourself in situations you don't want to be in, and not just once, but often, because people will constantly be nudging you all the time, and it's a big headache if left unchecked. If the inability to say no persists, you may become visibly frustrated with the people around you, and keep in mind you have no one to blame but yourself. Communication is key, brothers. You need to be able to protect your space and inner peace. This is a big problem with nice guys. They are inherently people pleasers, so they are very prone to doing things outside of their will just to come off as a nice guy. This sort of thing leaves the nice guy wide open for some manipulation tactics and will often fly over his head just so he can fit in with the crowd. Nice guys abandon their beliefs if they even have any, making them very malleable when manipulating them. If this guy were to ever pull up his tighty-whities, assert himself, and learn to say no, the people around him will more than likely change their behavior. You would likely shed off people who aren't right for you in your life because you become inconvenient to them. In other words, your beliefs wouldn't align with each other anymore, resulting in discontent from both parties. In some cases, this could be kind of painful depending on the relationship you had with this person, but will pay off in the long run because keeping them around is like psychological abuse. Say no and carry on with your purpose and form solid beliefs. Number 3. Rid yourself of being judgmental. A feminine man who judges will often jump to conclusions and assumptions like a pestering woman. A very good example is getting tied up in the news agenda. A story might be in the news where it may provoke a certain reaction. You may make a judgment based on this story, but keep in mind you are only half the story. A news channel tells its stories under heavy biases, yet here you are jumping to conclusions. Return to equilibrium, young Padawan. This is not an example involving a relationship with another, yet this is still an example showing that you are caring too much. Ground and collect yourself because you are reacting to an illusion. Do you see how this can be dangerous to your perception of the world? A good way to rid yourself of judgment is in your mind's eye. Simply observe the situation as if you were never a part of it. This can prove to be useful with making big decisions like buying a house or getting married. Getting married is a big one because there are many factors that may steer your biases, like her looks or that she's a good lay or something. Learn to simply observe. Number 4. Don't give a damn about what other people think. This is another big one. I mean, all of these are good, but this is important to your success in all areas of your life. And no, don't pretend you don't care about others' opinions, because energy doesn't lie, and you're not going to fool anybody. Opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has them. But how many of those opinions have truly benefited you? Be honest with yourself. You need to understand, and this is very important, so pay attention to what I'm about to say. Very few people have mastered themselves. Very few people are living the life they want to live, and if they conquered themselves, their life would be a direct reflection of that. How many people do you know are honestly living the way they want to live? Truly, not comfortable or satisfied. I'm talking about dominating life. If they are not living their life to their fullest potential and embodying the person they are meant to be, why are you taking their advice or caring about their opinion? If you take their opinions or advice, you will align yourself with the way they live life and not the way you want to will your life into existence. I hope that makes sense, and I hope what I said also makes it clear why you should stop caring about others' opinions. You can only guide yourself, and you are the only person that can save yourself. No one else, and no one is going to save you either. You only have yourself. Number 5. Self-confidence. This one is pretty straightforward, as it comes down to how much you know yourself and how much respect you have for yourself. I mentioned earlier that relationships should be 50-50. Well, so should respect. Respect should only be reciprocated as much as given to you. Lack of respect for yourself will only result in more manipulation if left unchecked. Self-confidence is interesting though, because it can lead to arrogance pretty fast if you don't learn to balance self-confidence and respect together. Arrogance is when you have too little respect for someone else, but appear to be strikingly confident. I like to think of respect much like our judicial system here in the States. Respect until given a reason not to respect. That's how you should approach every relationship. Don't do yourself a disservice by lingering around someone who doesn't respect you. This one is pretty straightforward, so onwards to number 6. Define your version of success. Everyone thinks of success a bit differently because everyone has different aspirations and goals. For example, one man may make $40,000 a year, live on a ranch in the mountains with a beautiful wife and several kids. And he may be just as happy, if not happier, than someone who owns a mansion in Miami with a hot trophy wife and no kids and all the freedom in the world to travel wherever. Both are successful in my eyes as long as they're happy, but it's not about them. It's about how you define your own success. Someone else's idea of success will be very different from yours. Your idea of success will align with your beliefs and life mission, so when you persist, it will become attainable so long as you keep a healthy equilibrium. Anyways, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, Subscribe and comment on how you stop obsessing over unnecessary things and how your life changed because of it. I love hearing your thoughts, so please share and, as usual, stay hungry, noble men.